tienes esa cosa especial, bella mariposa especial, ella con su rosa especial, todos quieren ese especial, tú tienes esa cosa especial.
Huzzah, I am Monk, your host. Welcome to PIDCAST episode 26, the podcast by fans, for fans, and for the people who just really need to vent about the Colorado Rapids. PIDCAST is part of the Bangarang soccer community, telling soccer stories a mile in the sky and on till morning. After you all are done pressing pins into your front office voodoo dolls, come touch grass with us at our free-to-play pickup soccer around Denver. Don't forget to check out our sibling show, Summit Up, covering all things Denver Summit FC, NWSL, and women's sports here at 5280. Say hello to my co-host and fantasy queen, Fitouri.
Hey, everyone. It's a great week, and I'm excited to be here.
And the guy who entered the Pokemon Championships this weekend with the original starters thinking it was a good idea, Matt.
So I guess what I'm waiting for is to find out that they're going to start doing... No, I don't even have this one.
I finally stumped him. I did
Matt
it.
would put Pikachu in a Pokeball.
No, I realized what I was about to riff on was the Magic the Gathering, property packs where you can get like Doctor Who MTG cards. And then I realized that wasn't actually Pokemon. And I know like how to turn like TARDIS into like Tardisaur.
Oh my god,
I bet
Tardisaur.
that's
That's
like
our new
8 years
Pokemon. We have to
coming.
get someone to draw it.
Tardisaur? I like it.
Energy is good after a big home win against Atlanta. We'll debrief the Atlanta game, bring you all Rapids news in our pitter chatter, including some big new signings. We'll talk fantasy with Fitouri and then the preview of our Galaxy game. What's going on in pitter chatter, Matt?
Well, I mean, I think we're going to talk about the signing that everyone has been waiting for, the biggest signing that anyone's going to talk about this week. The mini donuts are back at Dick's Sporting Goods Park. Sarah, did you see that this weekend? There's a
No,
little
I didn't.
trailer on
Where
the
are they?
I think it's the northwest
Oh,
side.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I think that's all the news for this week. So we can go ahead and wrap it up. No?
We're done.
All right. Well, in non-mini donut news, unfortunately, Kamani Stewart-Baines has been recalled from his loan to Lexington Soccer Club due to a season-ending ankle injury. Kamani is in good spirits. Unfortunately, it's going to be about a 6 to 12-week injury recovery time, so he is going to be wrapped up for 2025. We'll see what his recovery looks like, and we wish him well through that time period and hope he balls out at the start of his 2026 season.
That's just rough. It always sucks to see season-ending injuries and tearing stuff. That's a struggle and hard to come back from. Luckily, he has the off season, so he's not going to try and rush that. That's always good to see. And I wonder if we'll loan him back out, or if we're going to actually see him starting for Burgundy.
I think Kamani's got that drive in him. I think he's going to come back better from this. And who knows? We could see. I doubt it would be back to Lexington if he gets loaned out again next year. I'm unsure on his contract length right now, so TBD.
Other news, Rob Holding gets his visa. I know we were all surprised by this because I was gambling that we weren't going to get it because it takes us forever for whatever reason to get visas on this team. But he got his visa. He was training this morning, looked up to speed. Highlight notes going to provided from my man Matt, who was out there. He has a great crossfield cannon, specifically on a ball. I saw a crossfield 2 cannon.
A cannon to cannon.
From cannon to cannon. Just always trying to mess me up doing these sentences like this.
Well,
it's fine,
also,
though. That was great.
If you're going to take the parts that are like firsthand accounts and then admit you weren't there before you say it, don't say I.
You don't know. Maybe I was watching your video while you were live streaming to me. You just blew my cover.
I thought I turned that setting off.
No, you stopped sharing your location, but it's fine because we still have you on Snapchat.
It's true. In the Apple,
you got an air
the
tag
Apple
on me
tag we
somewhere,
have
don't
somewhere.
you? I thought there was an ingrown hair.
That Rapid Man stuffed animal that I told you to carry everywhere with you no matter what.
Wait, you're telling me that wasn't just from the bottom of your heart?
Oh, there's a camera in it too.
Oh, man. So now I got birds and Rapid Man recording me? All right, Monk.
You
So
want to take this one?
I think what you meant to say, Monk, is a highlight note from training is that Holding has a crossfield cannon specifically on a ball. I saw him crossfield to cannon. Dude can get the ball across the field hot and fast. I was very impressed. I heard it and it drew my eyes over. I was kind of watching him at the beginning of training anyway. But this ball he put out to the right flank was a thing of beauty. Do you want to read the next part, Monk?
I can go for it. I can try. Rob was not shy to literally push back on Hoffa's physical style of play. We all know his experience has seen him play the gamut of attacker styles, but in his inhibition in immediately jamming up Hoffa in his first training was encouraging. He just throws in all the obnoxiousness to
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize inhibition was going to be a Monk. Remember, I believe what you're trying to say is head coach. I believe the words you're looking for is head coach.
I can't read and speak at the same time. It's not my fault. That's why they ghostwrite for me. Just let you all know this is what they try and do. They try and throw in everything they can to screw me up.
Do you want us to put the teleprompter setting on? Will that make it better or worse?
Wait, there's a teleprompter setting on this?
Oh, yeah. There's a teleprompter
no,
setting.
That. No, that my ADHD would go off watching things scroll. I'd forget to speak.
Just know that your more polished podcasts you listen to, they are using all of the cheat codes. We bring you the raw and unfiltered Google Doc scripted Monk readings.
And we only make 30% of what Monk says using the AI Monk voice generator.
Yes, it's true. We need to work on that though.
Yeah, you guys have definitely heard AI Monk's voice, and I bet you don't even realize it. It was all those times he complimented us, Sarah. I just sneak them in each episode.
Just to be clear, this podcast does not endorse eroding our entire environment by using random AI to fix a podcast.
Holding on the topic, though.
Boo! Boo! Boo!
Oh. Are we all excited about this? He can play this weekend.
Yeah. Like he's allowed to, not just
he's allowed to play.
Yeah. I thought you were saying the first tap. I thought you were like, this is a player physically capable of playing soccer.
He can play, guys.
He might be able to kick a soccer ball. I don't know. I haven't seen it personally.
My mom signed my permission slip. Can I try out now?
Nah, this is exciting.
I got to talk to him, and he is so nice. He absolutely loves being here in Denver, and he's been itching to get on that field. So just gauging what I saw in training today as a litmus test for what he'll be like in a game, I really think he wants to ball out for this team and really make a name for both himself and the club. Yeah.
Awesome. Do you think he starts?
On Saturday, that depends, because I don't know whether we're going to go with the 3-4-3 or back to a 4-2-3-1. I think he might come off the bench. I bet we'd still see the same Maxu, Ian, and Noah Cobb, who also Noah Cobb's been balling out the more and more time he gets out on the pitch. I think he comes off the bench, maybe a 45-minute or halftime sub for Murphy or Cobb.
Don't mess with what's working.
Yeah. But when the good visa process giveth, the good visa process taketh away. Alexi Manyoma is still awaiting Colombia to United States visa approval. Using Rob Holding as a barometer, we should have about 5 more business days before Alexi sees his visa approved, which would kind of like this week put him hitting his first training on this upcoming Wednesday. I could see him getting minutes in that match that we have coming up on the 30th against SKC. But I don't know the loan term deals. If there's any sort of game or like minutes clause, they might wait to put him in until he's fully acclimated so they get the most bang for their buck seeing him on the pitch.
Makes sense. Seems like a good strategy. So annoying that we seem to struggle with visas while certain other teams don't. That I don't know, they're bribing people buying the Trump gold cards. I don't really know. But somehow they get their visas through like the
Hey,
next day.
you know what?
The guy lands and they're just like, here you go.
Honestly, I'm so happy we didn't buy the Trump Visa gold cards because the money we saved on Rob Holding and Alexei Menyoma's Trump Visa gold cards is going to provide a topic that we're going to talk about at the end of Pitter Chatter. So,
Oh, no, I just take it out of Kroenke's bank account.
Yeah.
It's not out of the Rapids bank account. Just straight up. He wouldn't even notice it missing. It's only like, what, $50 million or something?
It's like only 5 million.
I try to always sit under the penthouse in Ball Arena up in the 300s when I go to Nuggets games. So that way when he gets really excited and like starts exuberantly jumping, $1,000 bills fall out of his pockets and, rain down to we the proletariat. Yeah.
Oh, is that when things fall from the sky at Ball Arena? That's what's happening?
Well, that
Yeah.
or Rocky has hung himself again.
Oh, well, and that will never be not too soon. But first, I'm going to move us along. So it's a celebration, everybody. This past weekend, I know a lot of you all were there. The Rapids held a huge Balboa themed celebration to celebrate the jersey retirement for the legend. And we heard him described as the most important player in club history, the best ambassador the team has ever had, the first goal scorer in Colorado Rapid history, and one of the best humans you'll ever meet. First, there was a private ceremony that was held in the southwest corner of the stadium, which is now referred to as Legends Corner, where the club president, Patrick Smith, and Marcelo himself spoke about before they unveiled. It was like a 6-foot-tall monument, and it has the original Rapids wave crest and a sweet bio of Cello, and now the no longer available number 17. So after that, the club also, if folks notice, painted in gold along the bench sideline the bicycle kick logo, the one that's now on the jock tag of all of the OG kits. And after the match, everyone's favorite, folks were invited down onto the field for fireworks, as well as to watch a ceremony. It included speakers, a really touching video, and giving Cello his first framed jersey and an electric bike. So yeah, after Cello spoke, the lights were cut, and of course we had a lovely fireworks display.
So
What was our budget this year on fireworks? Because I feel like we've done a lot of fireworks this year.
Well, we took the scoreboard budget and we put it in the sky.
That's where it was.
Okay. If we're looking at investment and the return on wins, we invest in fireworks, we have the best firework display in Colorado, right? So
Yeah.
we are winning in one area. Don't pull the budget from the one area that we consistently win in.
Yeah. What is it? Steal from Peter to pay Paul? Okay, so here's actually something I've always wondered. Every 4th of July, the Rapids advertise that they have the largest public fireworks display in the state of Colorado. That implies that there is a larger private fireworks display, and I need to know where that is.
Well, that's Kroenke's house.
Is it? Well, I was gonna say, is it just
Yeah.
down near Palisade at the Koch brothers end of world compound down there? Where is this happening?
Is it at the Wigwam Club, and does Georgie go to it?
Wouldn't that scare the fish?
We don't talk about him anymore. None of that.
I think that while we are talking in the game, I think that an understated big news here is the initial appearance of prairie dogs on said Jumbotron. Matt, do you have any comments for the crowd?
Okay, so I don't know whether this is Alex, CK, whomever's listening. I loved the prairie dog video and song at halftime. I think it's amazing. And that's the type of embracing our Commerce City identity I've always called for. And for me, I just want you to know that I felt very self-conscious this season after every training I attended, wandering around the dirt fields of Dick's Sporting Goods Park, trying to creep closer and closer to prairie dog holes just to get a close enough video that I could pick out their faces and hear what they were saying. And I feel like it was all worth it now. However, my lawyer, Sara, has instructed me that we should seek compensation, and we have a list of demands. We would like 3 Marcelo Balboa bobbleheads, which we did not obtain this weekend. So if they're hanging around there somewhere, just get those to us. We won't say a word where we got them. No harm, no foul. And we would like to run the field during one of the weather delays that's inevitable.
Twice.
Twice?
At
Oh,
our
like
just
2 separate
at our
times, or like
discretion.
back and forth?
Oh no, I'm not running 200 meters. Are you kidding me? We might have done that once, and I forget how long a
Aren't
field
you our
is.
semi-pro sports player here? While the
She
rest
just
of
got
us
out of her
just
boot.
sitting.
She just got out of her boot.
It's true. I'm building up to a full 200-meter sprint. Yeah, two times we get to run the field at our discretion. You could have security chase us just for the bit. You can't set a precedent, but it has to be a catch and release. We're caught. We're taken back. Let us go. And then you just
Don't
like
leave that
check a
one
box.
alone.
You're like, there's one.
There's no
Yeah.
way they're catching me.
No, they ain't
Everyone
catching me.
loves a good chase, Matt.
I mean, it's just who's the fastest person on the PIDCAST? That's the person.
I don't think.
I think it needs to be you because you're our legal representation. So if you're in jail, we're screwed.
No, I
You
feel like
both
Matt, you have to
slow
turn
down.
around and just like tackle them, just like straight up, put your arms out and just.
Oh, don't even front. Like, you
Clothesline
know you're
people.
gonna trip me. I know how you operate.
So, I'm in the
I totally
back,
would.
Yeah.
and Monk trips Matt so that I can pull ahead of Monk.
But what Monk doesn't realize is that I'm kind of like big and awkward, so I go down and then trip Sara.
And they're like, well, turns out these PIDCAST folks catch themselves, so it's fine.
And then Monk is laughing so hard that as he turns around, he doesn't see the palm of Rapid Man stiff arming him in the face.
I'd take a stiff arm from Rapid Man. It's okay.
We're going to make you a shirt with a picture of you being stiff-armed by Rapid Man when that happens.
I think we're just going to record an episode from the holding cell at the Dick.
Oh my gosh, you think the Dick? Where do you think they put people till the
Do they
cops
call
get
it
there?
the cello cell?
What?
He's trying to get us back
I
on
don't-
topic.
I'm trying to get us back on track.
The moral of the story, I
Trying
will
my-
say, is
Trying
that
my hardest.
Rapids-
You guys are so hard to roll around.
I was like, Monk, you got a
Rapids
Rob
were-
Holding joke in there, and you went cello?
we're a Rob Holding cell. Stop.
Yeah, come on. Welcome to the
Holding
holding
cello?
cell.
Story is, we know we're hip. We know we're cool. We're glad the Rapids front office has now figured out we're hip and cool. Next time, at least tag us,
I think it's more important that people are just realizing that the prairie gods are ultimately what controls the fate of this team and probably the entire state.
Yeah, another comment on this is we see that you've really clutched onto this prairie dog thing. Can you actually also cling on to the pool party?
Yes.
Because that's what we really want out of this is a Rapids pool party with custom Rapids floaties. Yeah, slide into our DMs. We're ready to plan.
Speaking of pool parties, it was really nice that they had that private ceremony for Cello before the match. I had the great fortune of getting to talk to Marcelo's dad for a while, and then his brothers for a bit, and just the like familial aspect of this celebration and what it meant to everyone in the Balboa family. And then seeing that mirrored in the community that was there, both from the Rapids front office, from former teammates of Marcelo's, to one of my favorite parts was Marcelo's Sunday pickup team, Sunday Soccer League team, all showed up dressed up as 1990s Marcelo Balboa. So they're in the
Is that what that was?
Yeah,
I saw
they're-
the pictures
they were
and I
in
didn't know what was
the
going on.
denim. There was a
It was
mix of
so
the
good.
denim U.S. national team kits and the Club Leon kits from when he played down there, and they all had the mullet wigs, and they were chanting, "I'm Marcelo, no, I'm Marcelo, no, I'm Marcelo." I thought it was really fun, and I don't know, the ladder ceremony at the end before the fireworks, seeing the kind of like both the adoration of and the inspiration that he caused for the kids in that crowd was just really meaningful.
Nice. And it was like the vibe of the entire evening was so celebratory and fun. C38 had their first makers market, and Monk, I am stealing one of your only claims to fame. One of your only. That's Catty. You're welcome. But the original Rapid Man stopped by my booth and we were chatting. He flew all the way into Florida with his young child to watch this game because of the retirement, and it was really cool. I got a picture of him wearing one of my Rapid Man pins. So it felt like a homecoming for the Rapids this weekend. It was really fun to be a part of.
Long overdue. That man is just not just from a Rapids standpoint, from an MLS standpoint, right? He's continues to be put on the Rapid or the MLS all-time 11. Like, the man was just a talent on the field, and that doesn't include all the stuff he does off the field with the Rapids, from coaching and obviously casting and all of that kind of stuff. Like, he's just been so involved in this organization from the start and continuing to be, and it's well deserved.
Slightly on topic, slightly off topic. Can we talk about the green of the match? The fact that this was the first home game in OG kits and the Rapids went full tilt. There were green carpets rolled out for the Marcelo Balboa ceremonies, green corner flags, green goal nets, and then this was the pièce de résistance, green smoke when the Rapids scored a goal. So, I mean, first off, did you guys know we could have colored smoke this whole time? Big if true.
I did know we could have colored smoke. Our struggle is that burgundy is a color that does not really work in smoke, so we're told, at least the type of smoke we're using.
Well, Denver is burgundy blue, Monk, so there's a second option.
I agree. I think there's ways around that. That's just the excuse that we are given.
I don't know. I think Denver is green, and I would be okay with that green smoke. It was so fun. It was so visible. What a great time.
It looked so cool being in that green smoke after the goal. Yeah, that felt like a true like soccer ultra experience.
So we could talk about the green of the match if we also talk about the pumpkin of the match. And folks will know when we talked to Jordan about the jersey creation, he was very, very excited about the green. And we said, okay, but what are you putting Stefan in? And he said he had slightly less excitement. And I think I see why now. Stefan similarly debuted for the first time at home an orange kit that is the paired kit with the original green kit. And what I have to say about that is he has proved that he looks good in anything.
Nice.
Or nothing. Probably true also.
We have not confirmed that, but we are ready to report on it when it happens.
No. Stop it. All right, so we have to decide, are we going with...
If you're not watching the live feed, you should watch Matt become bright red with that statement.
He is almost...
I'm going to see if I've got some holy water somewhere around here to throw over my shoulder. Are we going with Zach Skellington, the Pumpkin King? Orange is the new Zach? Or, as Sara and Allie pointed out, is he just super excited for TS12 and he's doing his own The Life of a Goalkeeper?
I feel like it's
Zach
the last
Skellington
one.
Is
Get the
so
money.
Fun.
Yeah. I mean, I'm down for it.
Zach Skellington is so fun.
Zach Skellington's pretty good.
Truly. I mean, I think that, keeper kits are interesting because they have limited color options, or they're coming with it sounds like, from what we've learned from our interviews with Jordan, they have to really consider what colors are going to be different enough from all the other colors of the league of the teams they played. So they are limited in their options. I don't know. The orange kit was a miss for me. I want the purple back.
I'm sorry, but they need to go back to the old 90s 2000 goalkeeper kits. Those things were awesome.
I mean, I feel like they saved so many more goals in the 90s because the shirts were 8 times bigger. So the fabric helped just shot stopping.
And obnoxious. You had to look at the goalkeeper, just obnoxious patterns.
That's what it's like, an optical illusion. So when you're trying to shoot the ball as a striker, like you don't know which way is which. It's like the Dan Flashes effect, but like goalkeeper kits.
I will say that because obviously everyone who's a fan of the Rapids is also the fan of river rafting. One of the things I was taught when you pick your line going through rocks is it's important to look where you want to go, not what you want to avoid, because a lot of times amateurs will be like, there's a rock, don't go there. And you accidentally go to the rock because that's what you're fixated on. So maybe this, like, the Rapids are learning from the Rapids that if you have a really obnoxious goalkeeper kit, the striker can't help but look at the goalie, and that's where they're going to kick.
That's very true.
I think that's really deep, Sarah. I think the whole fan base can take that in to consideration. Don't look at what we're trying to avoid. Look at where we're trying to go.
And where are we going, Matt?
We're going to K-Pax. Oh, sorry. Kevin Spacey's canceled, so can't mention that movie anymore. All right. We're going to eat marmalade sandwiches with Paxten Aaronson. I looked it up. There are no MLS players named, I don't think there are any soccer players with the name Paddington. So the closest thing we can get now is Paxten Aaronson, and calling him Paxington. This is shout out to a couple of listeners that pointed out that this show is all about, and I quote, Paddington motherfucker. So come for the Rapids, stay for the wholesome, adventurous bear who's all about family and marmalade sandwiches. But now we can talk about Paxten Aaronson, who by all accounts at the time of this signing, or at the time of this recording, is going to sign with the Colorado Rapids for a club record fee of $8.1 million with incentives that can add another $1.75 million. I butchered that whole. We're looking basically about $10 million if he hits all of his incentives. Incentives are probably going to be playtime, U.S. national team selections. But this is a huge
interviews on the
deal.
PIDCAST. We should add that into his contract.
Yeah, well, totally. I mean, like, if he wants to be a name in the zeitgeist, like, he knows where to find us.
Home of the Prairie Dogs. Come on, everyone comes to PIDCAST.
Yeah, they're not going to come up with such a lovable nickname like Paxington on like Commerce City Radio or Holding the High Line. So that's what they come to us for.
Wow, shots fired.
Yeah.
If other Matt has opinions,
I challenge any other Rapids podcast to come at us with our for our Paddington knowledge and love.
A Paddington off. Let's go.
You could have your encyclopedic knowledge of stats and Rapids history, but what we've got is heart and bears.
Matt, I got to give you a Paddington on the back, all right?
Ooh.
Can't even do that one. It was so good.
Yeah, but speaking of getting Paddingtons on the back, Tom Bogert did break the news, and then Braden Norris and Matt Pollard quickly confirmed the reports of this signing. Jonathan Tannewald was the one that brought out the statistics, the numbers on the transfer later in the afternoon. Also, the information that the Rapids either outbid or outwooed English championship side Southampton and Austrian Bundesliga side Red Bull Salzburg for the services of Paxten and Aaronson. He had recently re-upped his contract with Eintracht Frankfurt, so he will be signed through 2028. I don't know if there are option years beyond that. So the Rapids are paying up to $10 million for a player to be under contract for the next 3.5 seasons, especially through a World Cup year here in the United States, of which he has been a capped national team player. What are your guys' reactions?
He looks like a great talent. And this is spending the money that came in, right? You're looking at almost rumored to how much money we got out of the Georgie deal going into this signing. And my guess is this signing wasn't on the books earlier in this offseason. This was a thing that they went, he's on our list, but I don't think the signing was planned. And they brought in to try and bring in that our midfield a little bit more after losing Georgie. Now, he's not a like for like. Seems like he's more of the 8 role, the defensive midfielder, than that 10 role. Doesn't mean he can't play it, but
I
it seems like he's been
disagree.
more in the DM role.
No, I disagree. I think he is a combination of Georgie and Kevin Cabral as we saw them run out an armistice system. He's got
the $2 million, yeah, the $10 million.
No,
Gotcha.
he's got all of the pressing stats of a Kevin Cabral, and then all of the creation stats of a Georgie Mihailovic. I don't know how he is on set pieces, but this seems like if we're just looking at it on its nose, we got broken up with by Georgie Mihailovic, and then we found Georgie Mihailovic's hotter, younger sibling and asked them to the dance. No?
I hope you're right.
That's not the type of qualitative comparison you come here for, Sarah?
No. I hope you're right. I think, I love that you're really trying to relate to our teenage audience, but I'm not sure that you really hit it on the mark quite yet. But I believe in you. But no, I hope you're right. I think the hard part is
Paxten Aaronson is Brat, and Georgie Mihailovic
what I will say
is Pony Club. Did I hit it?
I
No,
feel like
I feel
any joke at the expense of Chapel Roan is gonna fall flat with me.
How is that the expense? I'm just trying to hit 2 different... Whatever.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, anyways.
Stop trying to woman-splain Chapel Roan to me. She makes 1 Blue Pony Club hat, and now she's the expert.
Just one. That's all been created. I think that hopefully he comes in hot to go, and I think we are. Yeah, I think what's hard is that
you all are getting as bad as me. I'm just pointing out.
Leave for the really cheesy music references. I think it's just hard to know how a player like this translates into our league and into our team, and so I'm excited and also always apprehensive, right? So I'm excited to see how this goes.
So, Matt, a little bit,
yes.
because we've seen a little bit of posts. If you want to break it down stats, we can do that first. But I've seen some talk about people thinking that he's on a step back.
So
that.
Okay, this is that toxic shit we've talked about before. This idea that, I don't know, there's this like online collective that has decided that MLS is to the detriment of the national team. So there's this hive of people that need to touch grass that see this move as Paxten Aaronson both setting back his career and the fortunes of the national team in the 2026 World Cup. Besides the fact that Pochettino has brought up MLS players and said that players playing pivotal roles for their clubs and playing large minutes for their clubs are who he's going to be looking for, not necessarily players playing in Europe per se, because it's likely Paxten wasn't going to be playing for Eintracht Frankfurt in the Bundesliga, or at least starting this season. He could have been loaned out again, or he could have been coming off the bench. Or, and here's what I believe we've done for the Rapids. I think the Rapids have built a project where they have shown an ability to not necessarily rehabilitate, but like recenter former U.S. men's national team prodigies back into a play space they are comfortable with and encouraged in, and then can really prosper in. And so if I'm Paxten Aaronson and I saw Georgie Mihailovic come back from the Eredivisie, go to the Rapids, become a focal point in MLS, a face of the league, get on the short list for multiple national team call-ups, and then go get handed the bag in Toronto, that's a huge selling point to me. Zach Steffen probably being the number 1 keeper going into 2026 and starting for the World Cup, playing with him every day if I'm a 21-year-old attacking mid, that's a huge selling point to me. playing with the likes of Cole Bassett, Noah Cobb, Sam Vines, Reggie Cannon, Bryce Jamison when he gets here, Adam Beaudry when he gets back. Hell, Zach Campagnola down on Rapids 2. All of these guys are
Nico
mainstays.
Hansen.
Well, I'm talking about mainstays in the U.S. national team system. Like, the Rapids project is clearly one that has a coach who really loves helping these young men find their playing identities and bolstering them when they're unsure of themselves. I really think Chris Armas, as the player coach, is exponentially more effective with these young talents because of his patience, because of his experience doing the same thing. But I also just think like his general demeanor. I don't know how much time you spent around Chris. Like, it's hard not to feel like you can't do something, even with how daunting the task might seem, when Chris is there in your ear, on your side, talking you up. So for those that are trying to dunk on the Rapids right now as this being doomsday for Paxten Aaronson, I think the kid is going to come here. He is going to ball out. He is going to increase his national team stock in a way that he wasn't going to be able to do simply by playing geographically in Europe. He's also going to make a ton of money and be near his family outside of his brother who's still at Leeds. Like, he's a 21-year-old having the time of his life. He can go back to Europe anytime he wants. I bet Porig's banking that we spend 10 million now and can easily recoup 15, 20 a few years down the road if he wants to make the jump back across the pond. Or we just have a future U.S. national team mainstay as the face of the Rapids, much like Georgi Mihailovic had been in his year and a half.
I completely agree with you. I'm going to put it in shorter terms, but fuck Euro snobs. I'm sorry. Get out of here with that shit. MLS has proven, and I like 96. Your early 2000s. Yeah, I would agree. Retirement league. This is not a retirement league anymore. I'm sorry. Messi came here out of a World Cup win at what I would consider him playing almost, if not at his prime, to come over and play MLS. You see the talent that's coming into the MLS overall is just insane. Like, we have leveled ourselves above what people think of us. We are not the history that was the old MLS 2.0, even 3.0. This is a very talented league and arguably one of the most physical leagues in the world. So if you can play here, you can play probably anywhere and out physical anybody. Plus, our travel is much harder than any other league in the world because our country is so much bigger. I'm sorry. Like, do you know how hard that travel is and how much that affects players? Like, this is a league that players should want to come to. They should be here in their prime. That doesn't mean they can't go somewhere else and try and play over in your other top 5 leagues. But this is a good league. This is a talented league. And to say otherwise is just bullshit.
There are better ways to tell everyone you studied abroad in Europe in college.
I thought the whole point of studying abroad was telling people that you studied abroad.
And we know that they're going to continue to say football, so like it's fine. Like,
no, sorry, listeners, we got on our soapbox, but patriotism isn't all about just wearing American flag board shorts at the beginning of July or storming the Capitol at the beginning of January. It's also about like keeping our players in the American soccer system, keeping them paid well, keeping them happy with their lifestyles, their football, and like making MLS as the best league it could possibly be.
Yeah. Our biggest problem is that most other countries also hate ice. So.
Oh, man.
That's a deep cut that all of the kids who studied abroad in Europe got. Well done, Monk. See, they still feel seen after you talk shit about them.
All right, so back to the facts. Paxton's coming off a monster year in the Eredivisie. I pulled up the stats, so Sarah and Monk, you should be able to see these at the same time. I cherry-picked some fun stats from, this is the entirety of the 24-25 Eredivisie season stat pool. Paxten was 37th in chances created. He was 39th in XG. He was 8th in tackles per 90 minutes. And I'm a FOT mob kid. I know some guys are more like FB ref, but he was 11th in FOT mob rating in the entire Eredivisie in the 24-25 season. He had 8 goals, 4 assists in the 2,700 minutes that he played across 3,300 matches. I think that is going to translate.
3,300 matches.
Oh, did I say 3,300? 500, 33,600.
It was a big. Oh, shout out to the theater kids.
Yeah.
Oh,
They all
man.
studied abroad in London,
Theater
let's
children.
be honest.
I think his game is going to translate so well both to the MLS and to the system that Pooreg has built and Chris Armas runs. He has all of the defensive and pressing stats that Georgie was lacking in. The main difference is I don't think he has the set piece acumen that Georgie has. So that's going to give more space for Cole Bassett to hopefully keep shining his boots on free kicks and Hoffa on penalties.
He had obviously great talent, great stats. My only worry whenever we bring somebody outside of MLS here is translating that like mid-season, right? This guy's coming in mid-season. How quickly does he adapt to the Rapids, to MLS, to the travel? Like, there's just a lot that tends to come, and we usually see a delay in their output.
Yep.
I'm hoping that's not the case, but that tends to be the case because the league is very different in how it plays, how it acts, how it does things. He's outperformed his expected goals by, a third, essentially. So that's pretty intense. Like that. That's
Monk,
great. He's
I think-
actually doing well.
I think your critique on the acclimation process for MLS is valid for, say, like a Rob Holding and Alexi Manyoma. But because it's been a bit, listeners might not remember, Paxten Aaronson came up in the MLS. He's a product of the Philadelphia Union system. He balled out for Philly and for the U20 national team in the CONCACAF
Yeah, and
Cup.
has been playing
which
on
is-
the U.S. team.
Which is how he got this jump over to Bundesliga, these loans to Eredivisie and Eredivisie. So he knows MLS. He knows the pace, the physicality, the rigor of the travel schedule. I mean, what is it?
But maybe he forgot it while he was studying abroad.
What's the Bane line? Like, you merely adapted to the dark. I was born in it. Like, that's what the Aaronson family is like. Like, Brendan and Paxten, like, grew up in a Philadelphia academy. Like, these boys can scrap. He's gonna be just fine.
And I think at the end of the day, the reality is we lost Georgie. Anyone coming in is going to have to acclimate, whether they're coming in from a different country, whether, like, we've talked about how the Eastern Conference plays so different from the Western Conference. The reality is we have to get over our breakup blues. Georgie is gone. We have to bring in someone new. I also am still looking through old videos on my phone and writing letters I'll never send to him. I know we're all doing that, but for the sake of this season, we have to move on. And the reality is that means bringing in new talent and going through those growing pains.
True. Very
Yeah.
true.
No more tortured poets department. We're fully in our Life of a Showgirl era, and Paxten Aaronson is the face of that era.
But
I do think I want to
is
point.
he better than Hoffa? Because did you watch the game this weekend?
Well, no one's
buddy.
better than Hoffa. Hoffa's just the most fun player to ever play the game.
Wait, which one?
Oh, did someone learn we have 2 Hoffas in the pre-show prep, Sarah?
Anyways, what I believe that Matt and Monk are referencing in this Hoffa fandom is that this past week, the Rapids took on Atlanta United at home. Rapids stayed, honestly, it was the Rapids game. It was the Rapid hour for sure. We came out with a 3-1 win in the end. Yappy, the heart and soul of our team, of course, scored the first goal of the game in the 18th minute. Atlanta did respond pretty quickly in the 21st, but that was the last time they'd find the back of the net for the rest of the game. So after that, it was all Rapids all day. Navajo drew a foul and then successfully scored on that penalty in the 62nd minute, and he followed up with another goal in the 71st minute. Honestly, it was a really great game against a bland team in like a stadium that was really filled with electricity. But I don't say that to say that it was a given, because we have seen the Rapids below games that were a given. So this was the outcome we should have seen against this team, and it was really fun to see. What do y'all feel?
The stats are interesting. For a game that seemed to be dominated, I had to watch it after the fact, sadly. But not total of 9 shots with 3 on target, and those 3 on target went in net. So great
We don't miss.
production values there. 1/3 of our shots are actually on target, and they all go in net. Like, and Navajo, wow. That man is stepping up in a way that is insane. He is showing that DP level. He's showing that even without Georgie around, like, he was a talent. And that Georgie might have been hiding a little bit of that talent by being on the field with him. Like, he is just crushing it. And if he can continue that pace and continue what he's doing into these playoffs, we can make a run of the playoffs. Like, he is showing it. And then you bring in Yappy, like, it's lights out if they're playing at this level. Both of them.
Am I remembering correctly, that Yappy goal was the one that was like, because it's not just Yappy, it's not just Hoffa. We're seeing a lot of leadership step up and fill that void. And I believe, I'm waiting to be corrected, that it was that goal that was like a beautiful call to Hoffa to Yappy to make that goal. Like, it was a team goal. It was clean. It was like, you're in our house, spin the knee, bitch. Like, is what it felt like that goal communicated.
That was straight up Joga Bonita. I think, Monk, to your point, we've crossed the Rubicon. The Rapids are doing the things they should do. They should beat Atlanta. They did beat Atlanta. They should put their shots on target in the back of the net. They put their shots on target in the back of the net. Whether it's just the things are starting to click because of the length they've played together in the season, whether there are tactical changes that have benefited play styles in the absence of Georgi Mihailovic. But this is exactly what you want to see. This is how people talked about Seattle being built to come on late and be a team you didn't want to play in the playoffs. I mean, if you guys remember the beginning of the season, people were taking a lot of shots at the Seattle Sounders, and now no one wants to face them. I'm not putting us at Seattle Sounders level right now, but games like Minnesota, games like Atlanta, after everyone said we were done for the season, are just proof that there's not a single team in this league that wants to see the Rapids matched up against them in the bracket in the playoffs.
Armis is showing up and showing how well he can outcoach other people.
Yeah. Well, and I think you speak to it a little bit. Sorry to kind of jump back a little bit. I understand Atlanta's not having a big year, but these are the teams that are like the image and the face of MLS, right? Like, Atlanta is a team to beat. It is fun to beat Atlanta. And similarly, I think we have that coming up this weekend with Galaxy. Like, these are teams that, like, sure, by stats we should beat, but also, like, if we want to make a name for ourselves, if we want to continue to be a formidable opponent, we have to beat these big MLS name teams. And that's what we did this weekend.
Yeah, I think the MLS did a documentary behind the scenes this season, and there's a quote from, I think, Garth Lagerwey, where he says, Atlanta has too much money behind them to expect mediocre results, which I feel like is like the the anti-Rapids. Everyone's saying like Rapids have too little money behind them to expect great results, and yet here we are with this role reversal. And also with the Paxten Aaronson move, the we need to spend crowd is down bad.
Completely agree. They proved that they're going to take the money, at least currently, that who's coming out of those sales and putting them back into this team, and that brings hope, and that's solid. Our biggest step up problem, I think, will be playoffs. That's where I want to see us perform. It's been our struggle over the last decade. Is just when we make the playoffs, we miss. And we need to show up. We need to be going in hot and show up and at least make it, around 2 rounds, or, a cup run would be great for me. That's a $5,000 payout. So let's see how that goes. But I think we have the talent. We brought in a lot of talent that we talked about earlier in the cast. And then you've got the talent we already have here. And obviously they're not trying to sell Hoffa. We talked about that. Those discussions and things like that. Yappy's an upcoming talent. Like this could be a very dangerous team coming into playoffs right now, especially if they keep this going and they bring in the new tools and that chemistry keeps going. Like we look very, very dangerous.
That's
Agreed.
Go ahead, Sarah.
I think I'm going to take us a different direction. Go ahead.
I was going to say that's the wild part about this, Monk, is these results have come without Georgi Mihailovic, without Josh Atencio, without Connor Ronan, without recently Wayne Frederick because of injuries, with Sam and Jackson kind of flip-flopping at the left back position. There's been no measure of consistency in this team, yet we are coming on at the right time, and you are seeing the reinforcements brought in. We are getting the Rob Holding, the Noah Cobb, who I thought Noah Cobb was exceptional against Atlanta. We're getting Alexi Manyoma. We're getting Paxten Aaronson. Who knows if we're done or not, but we're getting reinforcements, which says to me, like, we believe in this run. We're not just playing for 2026. We believe we are going to be, I would say, 6 and up. I don't think we're going to be in the playoff or the play-in contention, but I think this team, this front office believes we are making the playoffs and we have a run in us, and that's awesome.
Yeah, and Monk,
Go ahead.
I really felt you're wanting to see a good run in the playoffs, and that starts with how we go into the playoffs. And I think what was really heartbreaking about last year was to see us sitting so healthily above the line where we were planning for multiple home games and then ending up, where did we end up end of last season? Right at the line, right? And so we lost Georgie. We were in 8th or 9th place. We're moving up. And right now we're sitting 5 points out of 4th place with Seattle. And we're a healthy 5 points above the line. Like what I want to see is I want to see this team not fucking around and moving up, because I want to see us go into that playoffs in a positioning that sets us up to succeed. It's real hard. Like, I know we love to play underdog, but let's go in with a schedule that like actually gives us a chance. When you're playing the top teams and you're playing them away, it's brutal.
Completely agree. And look at points per game. There's a couple of games in hand throughout, but we only dropped down essentially 1 position with points per game right now, and that's solid. I think we brought in multiple starting talent, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. The talent we're bringing in right now is arguably starting talent. This isn't people that we're bringing in to bolster as like coming off the bench stuff. So
And
we're
we get to
seeing what is
integrate them-
arguably our bench win.
And we get to integrate them into our team against Galaxy, Kansas City, and Houston. Let's go. Those are games where you want to try stuff. Yeah, you want to take 3 points from each of those games, but also like what a lovely little run to figure out form of play, to try new things in order to really go into these playoffs ready to fight.
I want playoff shirts that say "lovely little run." But I will say after the Atlanta game, this is shout out to Darren on Blue Sky, showed the hottest teams in the MLS based on the points earned in the last 5 MLS games played, and the Rapids are in 5th place with 10 points over the last 5 matches. The teams above us right now are Charlotte FC, Orlando City, Chicago Fire, FC Cincinnati. I mean, Rapids right there. San
That's
Diego
East
is
Coast
beneath
shit.
us. And San Diego is number 1 in the Western Conference right now. I just want to point out just that they're getting hot at the right time. Drawing back to a conversation with Rapids 2 coach Eric Boucher after the last R2 match, which we need to talk about, by the way. But Bilo Diop is having a sensational run, the 18-year-old striker for Rapids 2, very much in the conversation to win the next pro Golden Boot. And Eric Boucher, I think his quote was something like, Bilo is going forward and the rest of the team is following. And that's what it's like whenever you have an informed striker. You can win any match. And we have 2 informed strikers in Darren Yappy and Rafa Navarro, which means we can absolutely win any match. Plus, I think Alex Harris and Calvin Harris have been absolute jolts of energy up top too. Go ahead.
I think also we didn't see a goal from a goal or technically an assist from Cole in this last game, but I think we're really seeing him step up and fill a lot of that leadership void that Georgie left. So I think with the right 1 or 2 pieces plugged into this team, we're fucking fire. Let's go.
Yeah. Also, I think you guys saw that Rafa Navarro and Bilo Diop both got player of the match day in their respective leagues. It's the first time any MLS and MLS Next Pro team have one MLS and MLS Next Pro team has had both players of the match day in the same week. So hats off to them.
Well, and that's an incredible transition to us for fantasy, unless if you have something else to add.
I just had one more point to add on Rafa Navarro because I always want to heap praise. That third goal where everyone stopped to just do the classic look for a foul when Calvin Harris went down and Rafa said, I didn't hear no bell, and just put it in the back of the net. He's like, we're not going to put this on the refs. We're not going to try another PK. Like, why don't I just kick it in now?
Did he hit it as hard as Holding, though?
No, that was the wild thing. It was like fuck it, I'll give it a try, and it was like a mid boot, and just.
I just imagine like Brad Guzan, like an old lady British accent, like the audacity.
Poor Guzan. I'm sure he had big feelings after that game. Well, with that, I think it's really a fun way to transition into fantasy, which, the weekend was all Rapids and so was fantasy. Our own Rafa Navarro was the highest scoring player of the week in the entire fantasy game, which is awesome. So if folks are used to looking at the fantasy game through either the phone or, of course, online interface, you can look at the Dream Team. This is where they compile what is the highest points you could possibly get. And if you were going to have the Dream Team this week, you would have had Rafa Navarro and you would have captained him, which I will tell you, almost nobody did except for our own Homer Monk. So congratulations, Monk. I hand you over the Fantasy Queen title. You have aced the sport.
I couldn't be playing either of you this week, though, and gotten like the bragging rights to beating either of you because I was the top
amazing.
of our league.
Yeah, you were the highest scorer in the league. Why? That's just fate, man. Of course, it couldn't come against one. We'd never hear the end of it.
Never. You'd never hear the end of it. Of course, I captained him. Swapped it off of Georgie. On Rafa, and
dead to me, Georgie.
Dead to me, Georgie.
Guys, Georgie is not dead to us. I hope he balls out in Toronto. Come on. Go write your emo songs and get it all out of your system.
Who said I don't? My next one's Ode to Georgie.
The Milo of my heart.
What was that accent you tried to do at the end?
I will say that, it was a fun week to be a Rapids fan. It's been a long time since we've had some strong contenders, and that used to be Georgie for us this year on the fantasy side. So it was really cool to see Navarro come in. And when I say the head of this week, he was top of this week, but like top of this week by a lot. I think the other top players got like 15 points or 11 points, and I think he got 17. 17, so like just blew it out of the water. I mean, 2 goals and an assist is the dream out of any forward player. I had a bad week of my own making, because I missed lineups. Do you want to tell a story, Matt?
So Sara was particularly enlivened at the match this weekend, and she just comes to me and hands me her phone and says, "Fix my lineup," which I think we can all agree is a tacit omission that I'm the fantasy king. I think that means I'm kind of the best, right? At least that's what two of the tables say.
I don't know. You didn't captain Hoffa, so
Or completely emphasizes the degree to which I was having a great time
Well,
at the
no, I just
tailgate.
want to. So this gets into the other pitfall, which is why I don't think Sara gets to claim to be the fantasy queen. Is I was like, sure, Sara, like I'm a good sport. I'm your friend. I believe in the efficacy of this league. I will fix your lineup. And I went to put in all of the right players that I would put in this situation, but she didn't have the budget for it because she's so fantasy poor. She's just made bad investment decisions about her player choices throughout the season, such that she did not have the capital to run the roster I would have fixed for her. So Monk's
Uh,
the fantasy king, I guess, or no, you just said he's fantasy queen. So can I be?
I do think what we all can agree on is that we are a strict no royalty podcast. That we
Yeah.
believe we should celebrate everyone's victories, and that we do not endorse divine rule. But in my defense, part of the problem was I didn't set my lineup in time. We had a really busy tailgate and other excuses that don't involve illicit drugs were going on. And so I missed a lot of the initial lineups from the 5:30 and 6:30 games. And at that point, there was a lot of rotation that had happened. So players that ended up being essentially scrubs on my field cost me a ton of money, which left me with not a lot to work with. I will say, to Monk's credit, I was faced with the do you play Navajo or Brian White out of Vancouver. I liked Vancouver's lineup against Houston, went that route, and Navajo was the right pick. So like folks who correctly read that a Rapids team without a 10 with a void against a low performing team, that was the moment to bet on Navajo. Like, hell yeah, right pick. That's what this game is about. Good work. And it's very fun when it's our own Rapids. So I definitely had moments where I could have fixed my team with some of those choices, and I made the wrong choices. So well done. And I think Monk was just like fueled by like synchronized dance moves and tight 2-part harmonies from the Backstreet Boys concert, and just like hit it out of the park. Well done.
Well,
I'm coming for you and Matt at the top of the table.
he
I'm at
traveled.
sixth right now.
You're just
Coming.
like you're the
I'm coming
Rapids
for
of
it.
our fantasy group.
Exactly. I'm
Yeah.
coming for it.
You're the hottest team in our fantasy league right now. No, Monk was just he flew to Vegas for Frosted Tip Con, and of course he had to start Hoffa, captain him. There was only one option. But this
Only
brings
one.
an interesting question, Sara. The Rapids play Los Angeles Galaxy. Is there a world in which you play both Hoffa and Yappy?
And
Okay.
Stefan. Get out of here. 3 players. Go.
I love this. So I will say I have set my lineup, and both Zach Steffen and Navajo are in my initial lineup. They're on my bench, but that says more about the time that they play than whether or not I think they should get a field spot, because we play on Saturday. I'm putting them on the bench. I can see their scores. If they do well, then I can bring them onto my field. I will say Zach Steffen is kind of a fun fantasy pick here. Obviously, we all know, both in our hearts and in the stats, that he is the best goalkeeper in the league, the prettiest goalkeeper in the league, the coolest goalkeeper in the league. But because he spent a good amount of time injured, he didn't play in a ton of there was a big gap of time he didn't play. And because of that, he didn't have those price rises. So he's also still an incredibly affordable goalkeeper. So if you're looking to try to do a switcheroo for your goalkeeper, and you're not as flush with cash as the bourgeois Matt in the fantasy game, you might be looking for Stefan as a really good option. we've talked about this before. We don't like to bet on away goalkeepers. I do think that Galaxy's found a little more of their stride. I think that they can put up goals, but like realistically, if I'm looking up the matchups this week, Rapids against Galaxy sounds like a lot of fun. I'd put a lot of money on Rapids. Whether I'd put money on a Rapids clean sheet, I don't know. But with Stefan on my bench, I can go to a Stefan Fry on Sunday if he doesn't get that clean sheet. So I'm excited to have Stefan as my first goalkeeper. And Navajo just is fire. And I think we've kind of seen that the who's going to take those PKs debate has been a little settled. It's probably going to be him. So knowing that he's on those set pieces, let's go. Yeah, I'm excited to have him as one of my 3 forward spots.
I'm gonna call you out, Sarah. Why is Hoffa on your bench? Are you
Oh,
gonna?
good question.
Is there a forward on San Diego, Portland, Atlanta, Toronto, Charlotte, Red Bulls, SKC, or Seattle you would play over Hoffa?
Yeah, I hear you. Yes. So right now, so I am running my team with a double Otteroo, which I can later sub out. So I have, this is a little in the weeds for like your average player, but if you look at my 11-person field, I have 2 players that are $4 million scrubs, 4 million meaning that they don't ever get put on the field, right? So they're just basically a blank. And I've done that with my defense and my forwards. So I have 1 defense and 1 forward scrub. Realistically, if my bench hits really well, I will leave those that way and those players will auto-root in. If they don't hit, I will sub those folks out for somebody who starts in those Sunday games. Now, of course, those of us who are playing or keeping up at home might say, okay, that means that there is 1 forward starting on your field. Yes, right now that's messy. Matt can roll his eyes all he wants. Messi is away this week, but a Messi away at DC just sounds like a goal fest to me.
Messi's also playing tonight in Leagues Cup.
Yeah, so that will be a situation. But like the good news for everyone who is worried about my liver and my fantasy performance is that this week is away games. So I anticipate that I will be prepared to check lineups.
Oh, good. Well,
and I will not be running my phone over to you and saying, fix my lineup after half the teams have started.
I mean, you can. I'll find some bargain bin
Matt's
players
that
for
kind
you.
of friend. But yeah, one other thing I wanted to include on the fantasy side is just a heads up, and we're going to bring this up a few more times throughout the end of this season, but we are really excited. We've been talking to some of our other Rapids podcasts around the Denver area. And for this upcoming season, we are really excited to do a kind of joint supporters league with all of the fans of these podcasts, as well as some of the hosts. So if you are one of our fans who come here for the incredible fantasy content, make sure that you're subscribed and listening on our socials so that you have that information down the line for when we launch that league this coming year.
You did it again, Sarah. You said fans plural.
Right.
Yeah.
Only the fantasy segment has multiple fans.
And it's just
Monk's
Miss
mom
Bassett.
and my mom. That's 2.
Oh, I knew Holly was It's Yappy Hour.
Oh.
For sure. Do you guys have any games or lineups you're looking up forward to this week, though?
Monk?
I like how she includes me in that when it's just going to be Rapids players.
I like how we also talk about this. This is like our Around the MLS segment.
Mm-hmm.
I think Chicago and Philadelphia is going to be a really fun matchup to watch. And like Monk said earlier, there's a guy named Zickernagel who tends to show up if you're looking for a midfielder. I also think the Nashville and Orlando match will be must-see TV.
A Mukhtar versus Ojeda? Like, do you go with neither? Do you go with both? Like 2 of the most incredible 10s in our league. Like I'm gonna watch that game. I'm gonna probably be nervous about how I play that game with fantasy, but I'm gonna watch it for sure. I
mean, we'll see. I saw some rumors that Ojeda had some suitors, so maybe we don't know until Friday. Another game that I want to point out is how much I've enjoyed watching Minnesota this season, and they get to
you just like saying Minnesota.
They get to spank our FSL this weekend. So I think that's going to be a good one to both watch and have players from. Do be mindful also that there are, I believe, transfer rumors surrounding Daniel Pereira and Tani Aloisi. So you might need to keep track of if they're actually on the team by the time you set your lineup on Saturday.
That's a really good flag, Matt. And I had looked at that game. Here's my holdup. Like, one thing I will say is, like, okay, so Minnesota's going directly south. They're not experiencing like a big time change, a huge flight, but they are away for that game. So as much as I Minnesota will beat RSL because it is the Lord's work. And I actually don't have any Minnesota players on my team right now. What I do have is looking at that Vancouver-St. Louis matchup. St. Louis has moments of brilliance for sure, but I just feel like a Vancouver-St. Louis game in Vancouver, Vancouver is going to feast. And that's also not just a game where I expect like Vancouver to put some goals in the net. I actually think that Vancouver could hold that clean sheet. So that is one of the other ones that's on the highlight list for me, as well as Seattle going to Sporting Kansas City. Seattle just has, it is a solid team. Is sitting in the top, one of the top spots in the West. And Sporting has just really struggled to get their feet under them. The only incredibly grand team they have succeeded to beat was Rapids. So since Seattle is not the Rapids, I expect them to do what they should do in that game and just absolutely destroy Kansas City at home, especially because we all know that like Seattle's home vibe is a vibe. So I think I'm really enjoying these like Sunday football moments and getting to watch soccer on Sunday. And I think that is a really fun game to go out of the week with.
Sarah, I think you've forgotten that if you truly believe in our lords that dwell in holes in the prairie, then you will know that once and former Rapid Anthony Marcanic is currently a goal dangerous fullback for Minnesota United, and he remembers what it's like to play FSL. And so I think he gets extra up for this game.
Well, may the Prairie Dogs be with him against the lesser gods of Salt Lake.
All right, let's talk about the match. We need the Prairie Dogs to be with us.
OG team goes up against OG team. Let's go.
Yeah, real OG team. And
Dick
one of
versus
them is
dignity.
sitting down at the bottom of the barrel. I feel like their fan base has completely bailed on them and gone to LAFC at this point, because we all know they were bandwagoners back in the day when they won their 6 stars. But
literally just won the MLS championship.
I'll also say I went to a Galaxy game earlier this season and it felt like home. It is those tried and true supporters who are like, we know our chance and we don't care how much we're being destroyed. We're going to do them. So listen, we can pity the Galaxy. We don't have to like them, but we can pity them.
That says something. You've been so bad that it feels ages since you just won the MLS Cup. Like it's hard to believe.
Imagine that kind of a flop.
Like Galaxy, no way.
The factor that you flopped harder than the Rapids have done in their past is just saying something.
Yeah, like Rapids are incapable of falling that far because we never go that high.
We have a championship.
Yeah. Respect the star,
we have our
baby.
singular star is respect the star. Galaxy is sitting in last place.
We live in singular.
6 stars is so gauche. Like they can't even line them up properly.
They're just running out of space.
Yeah. They're
looks like they're bedazzling their shit at this point.
Their crest looks like a Mexican soccer jersey, just like too much.
Over the top. Disrespectful.
Man. All right. So Galaxy is sitting 15th, which is last in the West, with 16 points. 3-16-7. They've only won at home. So, they're better at home with their 3 wins, I guess, but 3-7-2. So still not great. Goals for 29. That puts them at the 3rd least in the West. And they have 55 goals against, which is the worst in the West. They're coming off of a 3-1 loss in Miami. They also are playing middle this week, today while we're recording, actually. But they're going to be starting soon, against Pachuca in the League's Cup. The Rapids, on the other hand, are sitting 7th at 36 points. 10-11-6, 7-5-2. We do struggle on the road at 3-6-4. Goals for, though, 36. Goals against, 41. So we're doing a lot better in that scenario than they are. Just like we said earlier in the season, Galaxy should just be in insta-lock win. Like this, we should have dominated them better at home, and I feel like now we should just run in and 8 goals or something. You got Yappy and Hoffa on a hot streak. Like this should just be destroying, punching them. The meme coming out, he's already dead. Like, let's go.
I love that all of those stats about the Galaxy were just different ways of describing a dumpster fire. Like, they're just like, and they're only this point different, but they only have lost all these games, but like they've won at home.
They're 0-9-5 on the road. Like,
ready? Okay, here's a practice in positive thinking and optimism. I want everyone to go around and say one positive thing about the Galaxy this year.
I think their fans have shown up amazingly in the face of these illegal kidnappings and occupations in LA.
That was great. That was great. Monk, do you have one? Do you want me to go next?
I think you should go next. You gotta give me a second.
Okay, I gotta triple check that I have my facts right, but I would like to say that I am really impressed by the Galaxy of winning their first win this year against Salt Lake. And did they make it all the way to May without a win? They did, but they beat the right team.
Be true, and I will give them a little bit of credit here. Their goal differential is better than the biggest police state in the union right now, DC United.
Oh, too soon.
Also, that's just rude because you know how much DC wants to be a state. So that's just kicking them while they're down.
Sorry, the biggest police district.
Yeah. Damn, Monk.
Oh, that was incredible. Well, I
No
appreciate
police
you all.
See how easy that
occupation
was?
without representation.
I want to be clear that the PIDCAST maybe hates the police state more than Real Salt Lake.
No,
And
it's
that's
close.
Oh no, I don't think
That says more about the
you're
police
asking-
state than it does about Salt Lake.
Know your
Oh,
limits. Know your limits.
I'm just
Hey,
imagining
Cab,
like we do like the
and-
trolley problem with all the Rapids fans. It's like cure hunger, end Salt Lake's existence as a franchise.
destroy ice, destroy Salt Lake.
You're like, ooh, this is a toughie.
We're going to destroy ice while chanting fuck Salt Lake. All right. Well, what do y'all think about this Galaxy game?
I think don't take it for granted.
should-
They got
I feel
Pinsel
you show
and
up
Peck.
hard.
Like,
Yeah, it's one of those matches you show how strong you are. Right? You don't pull back, you don't rest up, you don't do any of that. You go in and you show the league we can just destroy the second worst team in the league and just dominate them. And that's what you should do, and do it in LA. And you need, because you want those strikers getting that confidence. I'm sorry, you want Hoffa put in that hat trick. All right, you need to let these players really shine and show how much better of a team we are, because we need that confidence going into those playoffs. And this is where you keep that momentum going and you really peak it.
I totally agree. I think right now Rapids are sitting in a moment where, we're above the line, but everyone knows Georgie's gone and they're like, who is the Rapids? This game is not about beating Galaxy. Fuck Galaxy. They're so far out of this game at this point. It's not even funny. What an embarrassment to soccer. What a fall from grace. Whatever I can say negative about this team. But what this is this is an opportunity to send a warning shot to all those teams that are coming up with the rest of our season, is that like this season is not over for us. And the way to do that is not by beating Galaxy, it is by destroying Galaxy. I want to see like a 7-0 Red Bull over Galaxy from earlier this season win. And this is coming from the person who mocked you two relentlessly when you were
what
proposing the most outlandish scores I've ever
games
heard.
are you watching, Sarah? Rapids
Are
don't
we watching
score
the
7.
same team? We don't. No, we don't. And I'm not going to bet that we're going to score 7. But what I'm asking is give us that moment of hope. Give us that warning shot to the rest of the league. Like, Rapids are still here. We're still in it. We're climbing the ranks. We're not falling. Like, and this is what we do to bottom of the barrel teams.
I mean, I'm not going to be quite as aggressive as Sara. I think LA is really going to put all of their might behind tonight's matchup against Pachuca to try and make a silverware run in the Leagues Cup, because they are all but technically eliminated from the playoffs in the MLS. So I imagine they will be a leggy, if not tired and rotated team come Sunday when we play them, or come Saturday when we play them. But I just don't think we should take them for granted. They have the exact type of players that can become our kryptonite. I will say this 3-4-3 seems to have mitigated that a decent bit. And Noah Cobb and Rob Holding coming into the mix makes me feel a little more confident in not having that counter wing threat, basically just like cheese play abused by the Galaxy. Also point out, this is one of the matchups I've heard Reggie Cannon talk about the most, is when he gets to match up with Joseph Paintsil. So that's a one-on-one that I'm going to be watching for this whole game. I think the Rapids providing a clean sheet, regardless of how many goals they score, is what I'll be looking for this game. I want to get out of this one clean. I want the back line settled. I want Zach to get that stat. And then if we throw 2-3 on top of that and stay hot, I think that's sending the message we want.
Did you say 2-3? What are you, Fitouri?
No, I said 2 or 3 goals on top of that. I didn't say like a 2-2 or 3-3 tie.
Listen, does that mean we're ready to move to goal predictions?
Yeah.
Yes.
If I
I'll
get
go
this one
first.
exactly right, will you get 1-1 draw tattooed somewhere on your body?
Okay. Culturally insensitive, what folks don't know is that I don't have a single tattoo because I was raised Muslim. And if I am not allowed into Muslim heaven because I have 1-1 tattooed somewhere on my body, I'll haunt you for the rest of your fucking life, sir.
Yeah, she's more likely to get prairie dog Jesus over there somewhere.
I'll get a piercings in the shape of 1-1. No, just kidding. But really, can I go first? I'm going to go 3-0. I think this should be a 3-0 game. I think that there are players who are seeing this moment in the Rapids as their opportunity to step up and shine, and I'm really excited to see who could possibly get on the scores. I think we see another one from Hoffa. Honestly, shout out to fan of the pod and friend of ours, Danny, for the 2-for-1 Yappy Hour comment, which is the most incredible expression ever. I'm going for 2-for-1 Yappy Hour. I want to see 2 out of Yappy this time. I think that Yappy was on it and looking for it this last game, and I think he can do it. I think we see 2 from Yappy and 1 from Hoffa. Probably Hoffa's coming off of a set piece.
Interesting. Monk, what's your score?
Yeah, I'm not going that late.
Oh no. 10-0.
I'm not going to go that high. I'm going to say 5-0 because I still feel that as much as I think we can score like 8 goals against this team, we're going to pull off the gas and rest people after we go up a bunch. So I think Hoffa gets a hatch. I think that comes in. I think Yappy gets... I'm going to give Yappy 1. You know what?
Wait, you're still going? You've got a hat trick and 1 for Yappy, and you're like, who else?
Who else? Who else am I going to do?
You said 4. Or no, you said 5. 5. Okay.
Yeah, 5. I actually did my math right this time.
Wow.
I know. Surprising.
Mark that down. What is this,
fucking
August 20th?
Fucking Oprah of Rapids here is like, you
easy,
get a goal,
killer.
and
You're going to use up our swear jar for the whole season.
Look, I don't care about the numbers. I don't even read the numbers, all right?
Yeah, I didn't even look at the numbers.
I didn't even look at the numbers.
So anyways, these 7 players are all going to get goals, and it's going to be 5-0. It's great.
I'm going to just put 1 Bassett, and I think one of the Bassets is going to score.
Monk's found the loophole. He could just put Bassett or Harris now, and then technically he's got like...
I was going to clarify. Did you say which Hoffa you think is going to score the goal?
Yeah.
It's going to be a Harris, a Hoffa, and a Bassett, and the score is going to be somewhere between 3 and 6.
Guys, Paxten Aaronson is going to love Colorado so much that he's going to call his brother Brendan and say, hey, don't we want the Aaronson brothers to play with the Bassett brothers and set like an MLS all-time record of the only team to have 2 sets of brothers playing on the pitch at the same time?
And then we're going to call them Bash Brothers because he has so many yellows, just as many as he has goals.
8 yellows is not a lot of yellows.
8 goals is not a lot of goals.
Wow. Sorry, Paxten. Sara does not represent this podcast tonight. We love you, which is why I'm predicting 4-0. And I think we're going to get a Darren Yappy brace. I think we are going to get a Calvin Harris goal. And then I think we're going to get a Paxten Aaronson goal.
I love it, and I
think Dio gets across the line tomorrow. He goes out on the flight to the team. We go up, and Chris says, Paxten, go get some run, kid. Show him what you got. And he announces himself in spectacular fashion with a late game goal.
And when it happens, we'll talk about it here on PIDCAST.
And Sara will get a temporary tattoo that says 1-1 draw.
A henna tattoo.
And we won't tell her that it's permanent, so...
I feel like that sends you to purgatory.
If you die with a temporary tattoo, do you just have to stay in purgatory till it wears off?
Is purgatory just like getting the tattoo over and over and over again?
Some people could be into that, Matt. You don't know.
Yeah, don't judge.
Sara, where can we find you?
We're really chasing the end of the show, though. So...
Well, per usual, you all can find me tonight after this airs at Lady Justice's Wednesday Night Trivia. Regular there. We love to play. So come and hang out with us at one of the coolest breweries in town. And also at the Fitouri on all of the socials. Monk, where can they find you?
You can find me at Mug of C3 and today and the next day and probably the next day because I'm tired and I need some rest after this last weekend. But I'm still going to be cheering on my Rapids from home, drinking a lot of alcohol and having a blast as I predict the score best for 5-0. Sorry.
Monk, is this your way of telling us that you did something at the Backstreet Boys concert that got you on house arrest?
Probably.
I'll be at home now.
You just want to see my feet, you naughty boy.
Well, that's for the only pits, Monk. You can find me at Matthew Wick on Blue Sky. You can find me tonight or yesterday, depending on when you're listening to this, at the Rapids 2 game, watching them cut down Timbers 2 and Bilo Giap probably score another hat trick. In 6 days, you can find me at Manos Sagrados watching a Mad Cumbia dance party with our intro-outro music band, Don Chicharron, which I assume you guys will be there dancing your pants off too.
Yeah, send me an invite for that. I don't remember ever.
Yeah, I sent you a like physical card in the mail, Monk, that says check, yes, no, maybe.
Oh wow. I don't even know if I have a mailbox.
No, I sent it. I got that too, and I sent it back across the classroom, folded like one of those like finger game, you know?
Oh, to gamble your the rest of your life.
No, I was only looking for the desk football triangle fold, so I must have missed it.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Well,
all right. Up the PIDs.
Up the PIDs.
Up the fucking PIDs, kids. Let's go.
We chasing that cup.
Tú tienes esa cosa especial, bella mariposa